So, like, it's not exactly having the starting hometown burned to the ground, but, like, just to reiterate, we've pretty much pissed off the extremely large militarized empire, and we've got a quest to go on, and we don't care about it, but we're presumably gonna go along with it anyway, because that's just how this kind of game works, right?
Let's hurry, Callus.
I mean, I don't know if we can really say we're going along with this, but we don't have a lot of choice in the matter at the moment. Yeah, what with the men with the guns who are about to chase us onto this ship?
Yeah. Like, we kind of... That's pretty much what I mean. It's just we have to get out of here. We're going wherever we're going, which happens to be where we would be going anyway if we were actually going on the big quest.
The liner is underway.
And JRPGs, you know how this works. We need to have the whole, like, symbolic reckoning with destiny before we can really commit to this journey of ours. That sure is a map screen.
Yes, it is definitely a map screen.
Ah. These must be the clouds.
Yeah, Diadem has, like, everything is clouds.
Excuse me, where could I catch a ride to the Empire?
The Empire? You'd need to make your way down to the castle town. There's a large port there. Nashira here is just a small village, as you can see. The only ships around here are merchant ships flying in and out from Furkhead.
Right, so on our flight from the Empire, we've gone to a small village with nothing much of importance. This bodes fantastically.
Which means we'll be traveling together a little longer. But Callus, before we set off, why don't we stop by the village? We might need a Magnus or two for the road.
Yeah, good idea.
Also, can we talk about this airship? Like, I feel like we're not talking about this airship enough.
It's basically a giant flying fish.
And it has a smaller non-flying fish attached to its face.
No, I appreciate that, it appears to be like a thing literally built on top of a giant flying fish, and then in order to steer it, it looks like they have a giant shrimp, like they're literally doing the horse and the carrot stick bait.
Yeah, it looked more like some kind of small pastry to me. Yeah, I don't know. This whole setting is... I still haven't really come to terms with this yet.
Look
But
at that.
I see someone down there also has like an ordinary boat. Yeah, see that one.
His uniform. Do you
That's
think...
not even attached to a fish.
Yeah. Can't say for sure from here,
Well,
but
I
it looks
mean,
like
this
Imperial
man
uniform.
does appear to be from the
Well, you're right,
Empire,
it's
and the
Imperial
Empire,
issue too.
as we know, is not so big on the whole living with nature thing.
Ah, one of those.
That's Leo's sailboat, if you're wondering.
God,
Brand new
your voice.
sail model. Pretty cool, ain't it?
This Liud of yours, is he from the Empire?
Yep. He's pretty important, you know. An ambassador from the Empire. Awesome, huh?
From the Empire, huh? I hope he's not looking for us.
They couldn't be that quick. But we'd better be careful.
Huh? You outlaws or something? Being chased by the Empire?
Like, everything I could possibly
Sorry?
say is just completely
No,
eclipsed
no
by
way.
the spectacle of just hearing him
Maybe
talk a
that
bit
idea.
more.
It's just that we're not on very good terms with Imperial soldiers. Nothing serious.
Callus, I feel like if you have to ever clarify that you're not on good terms with the Imperial soldiers, that it is probably something serious.
See ya.
I don't know, they strike me as like as the
you.
type who would definitely go and
Let's
hunt a
go,
person
Callus.
down and murder them for completely frivolous reasons. I mean, sure, it's a big deal that you might be, like, slightly wanted. But for the rest of it, I don't even know.
Anyway, are you excited for some lore?
Oh man, I love lore. Fuck me up, fam.
Once, long, long ago, when the world still had an ocean, people did not have any wings. They lived on the wide, wide land. The ocean was a huge pool, so large and so deep that it would have swallowed this entire nation. Within the ocean, an enormous fish called a whale would roam about freely. The whale was as old as the world itself. It was always singing mysterious, yet gentle, heartwarming songs.
Where did the ocean go? What happened to the whale?
An evil god appeared and swallowed the entire ocean. Every last drop of it. He swallowed the whale too, and it was never seen again.
The god's name was humanity!
Never forget. The name of the god was Malpertio.
Oh, fine.
Malpertio sucked up the entire ocean, but choked and drowned in the very water he swallowed. The whale, however, will always be with us. It lives on in our hearts. Close your eyes and listen. You can hear the whale's songs even today. The ocean will return someday. Until then, the whale will be waiting. Waiting patiently. That's all I can tell you now.
Excuse me?
Words can bring mischief. Confide not in those yet to be proven worthy of trust.
Excellent advice for somebody travelling with Callus.
I'll keep that in mind.
I like to think that's pretty much exactly what she thought there,
Interesting
too.
fortune-telling. I'd like to hear more about this evil god. About Malpertio swallowing the ocean.
It is but a tale, young one. I know little about it myself.
We should head for the castle now.
I mean, I don't know what you wanted there, Callus. I mean, it's not like she was literally there for it.
Oh, yeah, you weren't kidding. That's pretty much, Anyway, I would assume the fact that there are so many clouds bodes pretty well for the whole ocean returning thing. That's, like, kind of how that all works. So that's something.
Hello there. I don't believe we've met. Are you travelers, perchance? Yeah, you could say that. I see. I'm not a resident of this village, but I hope you enjoy your stay. It's a great
Some of
place to
Liud's
relax.
facial expressions are,
I tend to spend a lot of time down here, away from the city and
yeah.
I
Yeah.
prefer the humble atmosphere of this village to
Yeah.
the glitz and glam of the city.
The embassy. Then you are from the Empire.
Yes, my name is Liud, Imperial Ambassador to Diadem. Yet the title of ambassador is but a name, an excuse for sending me away. The relationship between Diadem and our empire has always been a little shaky. Even today, there is
My
little
dude,
to
I can't
any
lie. In a
exchange
couple of
between the
hours,
two
you are
nations.
either going to be dead
When
or
I
in our
first
party.
arrived, the villagers were suspicious.
There will be no
They thought I
exception.
might be a spy. Besides, the Empire cares very little about people of other nations. Thus, my post is much less important than it sounds.
But seriously, I cannot square this narration with that facial expression. I can't. I cannot. What happened?
I don't know what happened to that sprite. It deserved better. I mean, unless Liud is actually, like, getting stoned, like, the entire time that he's living down here, then it's about the only thing I can think of to match that up.
You two are new around here, aren't you?
Wouldn't be the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
Owner of this humble establishment. Did you come in on the liner today?
Yeah,
Then you must be from Sadal Sud. That's quite a trip. Welcome to Nashira. There isn't much to see here. but it's a
Sadal
great
Sud, if
place
it
to
wasn't
relax.
clear from context, was the island we came from.
Relax. We've
I
got some
kinda
business to
guessed.
Take care of in the city. It's kind of urgent.
Oh, really? You're out of luck then. As you may have heard, the Lesser Celestial River is flooded. The road to the city has been cut off. The river rarely floods over. It's one of those freak things that hits once in a blue moon.
The really fucked up thing is that there's like absolutely no other way to travel in this setting. Like there's a road closed, we're absolutely fucked.
Hate to
There's
say
nothing
this,
else
but
we can
there's
do.
no regular ship to the city. You'll have to ask one of the fishermen to ferry you over. But it might not be easy. They don't like taking strangers on their ships. Besides, everyone's been pretty jumpy with the poor catch and all.
Do you know anyone who would be willing to help us? We need to get to the capital as soon as possible. We'll pay for the ride, though we can't offer much.
So you're in a hurry, huh? Let's see. You could ask Gibari. He, if anyone, might agree to help.
Gibari? Where would we find him?
He hasn't stopped by today. He should be along soon enough, though. Why don't you check back later? Or you could stick around and have a drink.
Sure, we need
Thanks.
some filler
No,
right
thanks.
about now anyway.
We'll stop by later and see if he's here.
I'm guessing this is supposed to be one of those breather things I keep hearing about.
You looking for Gibari? What do you want him for?
Nothing serious. We're just looking for a ride to the city. Who are you?
The name's Rebelus. You could say I'm the head fisherman in this village. You're out of luck, kids. No one here takes strangers on their boats.
Cut it out, Rebelus. Leave the travelers alone.
Huh. Leave them alone? The catch is poor and the wind is almost dead. These are hard times, Anna. The last thing we need is strangers scaring away the fish. Ferrying strangers goes against our village rules. Rules we've held on to for generations. Gibari, that lug, he ignores those rules, laughs at them, says we're just superstitious. That lug always has to do things his own way, by his own rules. He's just a big pain in the neck. Ain't that so, boys? Damn right! Yeah, that's right!
Very, very enthusiastic
I
response
said you
there.
Forget about going to this.
Top tier recording.
Take the liner back home to your mommy.
What was that?
Or you could wait your life away for the river to calm down and take the road. Here, here! It's your choice! Go home or wait forever!
I came here to see Gibari. I'm not asking any of you to take us.
You just don't get it, do you, kid? If talk ain't working, maybe roughing you up a bit will help it sink in.
Yeah, let's settle this over card games.
So these two are here to see me, hmm?
Gibari,
Man, this guy has like 11 out of 10
Douglas,
Waka
you got
energy.
something to say? You come to me. We can discuss it peacefully.
Like, are you seeing this? Like, what even... They're doing this deliberately, right? We are being
Don't take
fucked
it
with right
personally.
now.
It's the poor catch. And the wind. Been putting them on edge.
I can definitely see
You
it.
must be Gibari then.
No shit, you can see it. I can also see
What can
it.
I do for you?
I am figuring this out by
We
looking
need a boat
at this
ride to the
man.
city. To Sheliak?
Gibari.
I see.
Gibari
Well,
has
passage being
def-
cut off and all.
I mean, he's visually very reminiscent of Waka, but
We must
he's
hurry. It's very
a much more
important.
interesting character, I feel like.
You sound pretty desperate. Anyway, you came at the right time.
I mean, I'm pretty glad to
Why
hear
don't you help
that,
me
frankly.
I'm going over to take a look at the Lesser Celestial River.
For example,
It's on
his
the way to the
immediate
sea.
response to this
I'm
whole
curious as
to
to
this
what's
whole
caused it to
situation
flood
is,
over.
hey, you two,
None of the
you
others
look
have
like
enough
you could
questions
handle
for
yourself
us
in a
there.
fight. You want to come with me to go see what the
Just
fuck
the
is
three of us?
actually going on down at the river?
Yep. Don't you
Yeah,
worry.
that's very
There's a
un-Waka.
crowd. We'll be fine.
Waka would never
The young
stand for
lady
this
here
blasphemy.
looks much more trustworthy than the slackers I know. What do you say?
I don't know how much help will be, but we'll do what we can.
Great. Now we're talking. If whatever's causing this flood is too much to handle, we can leave it alone and I'll take you straight to the city. What do you think?
I mean,
This seems like a win-win
Okay.
for everybody, so,
say
you know.
yeah.
Huh?
So this guy's got the right
What
idea.
about?
Like, the rest of these guys, they're like,
I was talking to...
oh god, are we having to explain this to a new person?
So, there's a spirit with you, huh? A being from another world, bound to your soul. Thought that was just an old folk tale. Believe
Once
it or
again,
not,
they're strangely
I don't
okay with
care.
this.
Anyway, let's go have a look at that little celestial river. I'm Callus.
Yeah, that's our Callus.
And I'm Shella.
Anyway, yeah, this whole thing seems
Thanks for
kind of
being
weird.
both, Callus.
And Gabari has the right idea here, like,
And what's
these
your
guys are
spirit
idiots.
called?
This is like a fishing village. They fish for sustenance and presumably sell it. So
That's
when
a
there's no
weird thing.
fish, taking passengers seems like a
Nice meeting
pretty
you too.
good plan for not starving. Like, am I going
off we
completely
go to the
insane
harbor.
here?
We'll
I
take
mean,
my boat
look,
to the river.
we could either make money using our boats a different way, or we could sit here and get drunk and die, you know? It's a tough choice.
I mean, that is a pretty tough choice. Oh, well, I guess this is our third party member. Too bad, that means the other guy's gonna die.
So, Gibari is a very, very heavily water-slated character. Like, all of his, like, well, I won't say all, but certainly all the finishers that we have access to right now are water, like half of his deck is water. And that's a problem?
I mean, that will probably help him with the Blitzball.
It is not a blitzball. He uses an oar as his weapon.
Bah.
But yeah, so that's kind of a problem, because the next area we're going to is heavily slanted towards water as well, so his damage is gonna be in the shitter for most of the next dungeon.
I mean, I guess the game's gotta give you some kind of exposure to this kind of scenario. I can kind of see where it's going anyway. Like, it's a thing that you want players to be able to deal with. Say, right, we're gonna throw you into a situation where your elements are kind of not optimal, so now you're gonna make do with it. It's valid. course, whether this game actually, does that well remains to be seen. But, anyway, I assume that's what we're keeping in mind when we buy.
I mean, in retrospect, I probably should have bought those flame swords, but whatever. We'll make do.
See? That's the spirit.